So the second problem type, it's not really much different than the garden problem, is this one where they give you a cost function of production and they ask you to minimize the function. This is actually easier than the garden problem because they already give you the function, so you have very little that you actually need to do. So let's start this problem. The total cost of producing a certain type of car is given by this C function. So C of x is 22,000 minus 50x plus 0.04x squared, where x is the number of cars produced. How many cars should be produced to incur the minimum cost? So the first thing you should ask yourself with a function is what goes in and what comes out. So they say x is the number of cars produced. So into my function, I'm plugging cars, right? And out comes total cost. So when they ask how many cars should be produced, you only need to find the n value, meaning of the vertex h and k, you just need to find the h. It doesn't matter what the k value is. All right, so this is a parabola that opens up. Because it has a positive a value. All right, so the vertex is going to give a minimum. The vertex is given by hk. H is the in value, k is the out value. We just want the h. Okay. Now, however you want to write that, like in your own work, is up to you. I'm not really sure what the best way to write it is myself, but I want to like somehow have it visually that the vertex is hk and we only need the first coordinate. Okay, so vertex formula says that h is negative b over 2a. So negative 50 over 2 times 0.04. All right, so two negatives gave me something positive. That's good because I want a positive number of cars. So I'm going to do this on a calculator real quick. Okay, so 50 divided by 2 times 0.04. This gives me 625. 625 watts? 625 cars. That's it. So it didn't ask what the minimum cost was. It just asked how many cars give you minimum cost. So the minimum production cost is achieved with 625 cars. Great. All right, the last problem type is a revenue problem type. So there's actually one I technically didn't cover. So the revenue for the bed and breakfast is given as such and such a function. You know, find the maximum revenue. It's the same as this, except your parabola opens down. and maybe you need to find the K value instead. So using this in and out. I'm going to do one like the revenue problem, except we have to actually construct our revenue function first. Okay. So let's get this problem set up. Okay, so here's my setup of this problem. I took the time to just write it down. The revenue function for a lawnmower shop is R of X equals X times P of X, where X is the number of units sold and P of X is 400 minus 0.5X is the price per unit. Find the maximum revenue. Okay, so what's different about this problem versus the last one that we just did is that I actually have to construct the R of X function. This is not really that big of a deal. So first, construct R of X. So we know that R of X is X times P of X, and P of X is told to us to be 400 minus 0.5X. So that means R of X is 400X minus 0.5X squared. All right. So now it's exactly like the previous problem where I already have my function. Okay, this is a parabola that opens down because I have this negative in front of the x squared. Opens down, so the vertex is going to be at the top of the hill and is going to be a maximum, which is good because we were asked to find maximum revenue. So for this problem, for this function, what is in and what is out? So you're told X is the number of units sold. So in my function goes units sold, out comes revenue. All right. You're asked to find revenue, so of the H and K, you need to find the K value. So the H and K, one of them is the in, one of them is the out. We need the out because we're looking for the revenue. Now, because we're looking for the actual revenue, that means we have to find the number of units that maximize the revenue and then plug that into our function. So first, H is given by negative B over 2A, which is negative 400 over 2 times negative 0.5. So 200. No, 400. Okay. Oops, don't want that to time out. Okay. So 400 watts, units sold, and then the K is plugging that thing in. So what's my revenue of 400? This R is a machine that takes in number of units and then calculates how much revenue you get. So how much revenue do I get with 400 units sold? That's 400 times 400 minus 0.5 times 400 squared. So that's definitely a calculator type of thing. So 400 times 400 minus 0.5 times 400 squared. So 80,000. 80,000 what? Dollars. All right. So the maximum revenue is $80,000.